Now, I gotta ask you about this because when I read this in one of the interviews, I was like, oh, this is gonna be something that can maybe start a little flame war between one group and another. When you talked about like favorite RPGs and people talked about Skyrim, and then you were like, well, Skyrim's great, but I feel that the best was Dragon Age, and oh man, I could just imagine people right now because I know people are like huge Skyrim fans, and they would be like, "Are you kidding me?" So I want you to defend yourselves. Tell us why Dragon Age was the one for you.
Okay, I get the feeling like you're trying to get me into trouble here. Like, I'll leave my house and there's army of Skyrim. So I liked Skyrim. I enjoyed it. And I liked the whole kind of exploration aspect of it and how big it was and all that was great. You know, and I spent many happy hours in Skyrim. But the thing that it didn't have for me were the characters. And I didn't feel maybe as connected to the story. You know, I loved stomping around the world. I loved getting new skills. But there's always that thing, you know, where you're like champion of the world. You know, you run the Fighters Guild and you're the master mage of the land and you've saved the world from dragons. And some guy's shouting at you because they want, I don't know, you to fetch a wine bottle from the nearby store. And you're like, I'm the most important person in this entire universe and you're moaning at me. It kind of broke the... And, you know, if you program Skyrim, please don't get angry with me. I love the game. But that was just, as for me as a player, that was the thing. And I guess as a lover of story, Skyrim did that much more for me, and also just the characters felt more defined and more interesting. And I like the fact that you had the kind of the dialogue options that felt much more integrated in that game. And in some ways, it felt very Skyrim actually. But I was exploring relatively large locations, but it just felt that the people around me were more meaningful, and therefore what I did was more meaningful as well. Funnily enough, I'm playing The Witcher 3 at the moment because I'm always a bit slow to get to games, which again I'm very impressed by. In terms of not feeling, you know, in a lot of games it's like collect me 5 rat tails, and there's a game where it feels actually like everything feels much more like real people asking for real things, which I've got a lot of time for.